This tutorial is going to be for the 50th anniversary Walt Disney World Mickey Mouse brooch. Okay, so this is considered to be freestanding lace. So that's accomplished using a special type of stabilizer and then just straight thread. If you wish to have your back match your front, you're going to use the same bobbin color as whatever your top color is. So if it's white, it's white. If it's pink, it's pink. If it's blue, it's blue. It's green, it's green. Just make sure you get those bobbins wound before that happens. Otherwise, you'll be stopping and starting a lot. So hopefully that made sense. So the way I made little dangles here on either side is just a little eyelet, I think is what they're called, but you can get them in the jewelry section. Because the theme of the anniversary is gold, I would recommend getting gold. I did not have that on hand, so I used gunmetal that I had. Once you wash this and dry it, it'll become really stiff, as you can see. So no worries about that. The hoop has 2 layers. So 2 layers of this water-soluble mesh. You can get this on Amazon. I prefer it for a lot of different things. If I'm making patches, if I'm doing the lace designs, if I'm doing on a shirt, I will use this instead of cutaway. So it's not bad to have on hand, but this is water-soluble wash away. Okay? And I use 2 layers in a 4x4 hoop. The other items that I used are threads. So I like Isacore, these are the ones that I chose, and a purple. We're going to go ahead and start our stitching. This is going to be the base of your lace. So what this does is it creates the free form back here to hold everything together, all your little delicate pieces. Now the original brooch does not have that, but because we're doing this with thread, we need to have that extra stability. I've gone ahead and rethreaded with the pink. So now we're going to do the pink accents through the design. If you choose to have a teal as more prominent than the pink when you're looking at the design, please feel free to change that. What we're going to do here is it's going to take, there's a little bit of pink in the background that you really can't see. but it's going to do the two top pinks and the side pinks. If you wish to switch colors around so that the teal is over here or it's more purple or all solid, that is entirely up to you. You can change those. But following the directions, we're going to go ahead and do pink. So as you can see, this looks a lot more pink than this. I made this a little bit denser. As you can see, the pink is a little bit thicker and brighter than it is in the final product. Part of that is because it's still on the mesh, so it's not see-through yet. And I made it a little bit more dense, so it's not so, I think my friend called it dream catcher-ish. It's more like a netting, okay? So now we're going to do the teal. It's going to do the same thing and run through all of them. So now we're on to the purple. Cross our fingers because this purple gave me a headache last time. It's just because it's an older thread and older threads tend to be brittle and I'm out of sewer's aid. Okay, so the purple is done. All the different colors are done. So now what the next step's going to be is the outer edge, the outer trimming of all of these. So I'm actually using a silver on the outside. The next layer will be white, and then silver again for the 50, giving it a little bit of dimension. Next step is going to be the eyelets. So you have all those little eyelets, and then on the brooch it has two hidden Mickeys in the corner, which are gemstones. So you have them there and there. I've used a white just so that it offsets the color. Gives a little dimension. Okay, this is the last one, and it's going to be the 50. So I'm going to do it in the silver, the same as the base. If you choose to, you could do all of it in white. You can do purple. You can do whatever makes you happy. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You just pop this out. And what I do is kind of take off all the excess, making sure not to cut the design at all. Okay, move that out of the way. I have paper towels and I have warm water. So you want warm water, warm enough that you can touch it without burning yourself, but so that it'll do the job. So now, if I don't drop my scissors, you're going to come back here and cut some of your longer threads and then take a lighter to it. You can do this after you've gotten the back off, but that's up to you. I always like to do this because then the pieces come apart. In case you have any threads connecting one another, everything separates just nicely. Looks like we got a little loop there. I think that's good. So then, as you can see, that one is really long, but I'm just going to go gently over the back side, and it's going to clean up a lot of those. You want to keep it moving. You don't want to stay in one spot. You're not trying to burn. You're not trying to burn anything. I think I got everything. Yeah. So now, this is the magic. So if you use the water soluble like I asked you to, it will dissolve in the water. You see that? Comes right away. And if you're using warm water, it goes really fast. If you wait and you use a cool water or cold water, it's not nearly. You don't need to rinse all of the starch out of there because essentially what that mesh is a starch. Because that will help give you a little bit of rigidity later on and stiffness, because you can see how it curls up, right? So we're going to put it on a paper towel. Get all our little doodads and teardrops or whatever you want to call them. Okay. And then you're going to take your towel and you're going to blot them. Now, you have a couple options. I'm impatient. As I move this. I'm impatient. And so what I typically do is I will leave this sit like this for a few minutes, soak up as much of the water as I can, and then I will take 2 fresh paper towels, sandwich it back together, and then iron over the top. So this is a good trick if you are using the if you're using this as a topper on any of your designs. Something I learned a long time ago is you take a wet paper towel, so you just damp it, kind of like what you can see here. It's just damp. Usually use your spray bottle. You damp it, you put it over top, and then you iron. When you lift it up, it will bring that stabilizer with it. Well, we're kind of doing something similar. We're going to take this and we're going to put it between 2 clean paper towels. And then when I iron it, the water will evaporate and take most of the moisture with it. Now, it's still not going to be 100% dry, but it will be a lot better than what it is, and it will help to stiffen it up as it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I let this sit for a second. I'm going to take my damp paper towels. I'm going to get a nice dry one. Doesn't matter what side these are on. And I only want one layer. There's 2 layers underneath these guys, but I only want 1 layer. Just going to press them down, warm it up. So then we can open this up. And you can take your lighter, those little flyaways, or you can cut them if you don't feel safe. Remember what I said, if you wanted to make the back side, should put that in camera, right? But you want to make the back side match the front, you would just use the same bobbin thread to accomplish that. Let's see, any major ones on this bad boy? Now I've gotten most of the moisture out. I can feel right in the center where it's at its thickness through here. That's still a little bit damp. So what I'm going to do is I'll just let it sit. But to make the brooch, mind you, this is nice and stiff now because it's dry. To make the brooch, all you do is you put your little rings, separating them. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Very, very small. Separate them just like that. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So you separate them, or drop them like I just did. So we're not even going to find that one, but take your little eyelet, put it through. Oh my gosh, down 2. Okay, 3rd time's the charm, hopefully, because this is the last one. Otherwise you're going to be seeing it off camera. So the way I designed it is your little doodads are going to face each other like that, so that the symmetry is there, because my crazy went a little bit crazy. So your solid purple will be in the middle, and that's my face, my front, my face. Hope you all love my verbiage. You're just going through that. And I think we got to take 4 here. So it wasn't going smoothly, so I just opened that hole up a little bit more. We're going to go again, because I'm not giving up. Okay, so now we're back. Lined everything up. And there it lays. Okay, so once you get them all on there, let it dry. If you're worried about it twisting and turning and not laying flat, just put it between another 2 paper towels, or with a book on top of it, or just put the book on top of it. Just lay it down flat and it will actually do its thing. Okay, hopefully that made sense. You'll get a beautiful one. After many trials and errors of the little eyelets, that will come out to look like this. So what you can do is you can take a little bit of hot glue and put a little jewelry brooch pin backing on here, and you can actually use it as such. Otherwise, you can stitch this straight onto fabric, and that's entirely up to you as well. If you do that, you really don't need to have this back piece, so I would say skip that part. Just run the machine until it hits the stitches that you need, type of thing, for like the pink. But hopefully that makes sense. I can't wait to see what you guys create with it. And there you go. Happy anniversary, Walt Disney World.